Stakeholders in the food value chain say for Nigeria to successfully address the rising food deficit and achieve its Operation Feed Yourself agenda, there is need for strategic collaboration between relevant stakeholders in developing and scaling up food systems across the country. The stakeholders reached this resolution at the pre-food system stock-taking moment media engagement which took place this Wednesday in Abuja, the nation's capital. Clevis Gloria Atta has the details.
According to a 2023 report from the United Nations Children Fund (UNICEF), nearly 25 million Nigerians are at risk of facing hunger between June and August 2023 unless urgent action is taken. The figure is a projected increase from the estimated 17 million people currently at risk of food insecurity. Recall that in 2020, the Secretary-General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, called on countries to come up with modalities to improve their food systems, and this led to the first-ever United Nations Food Systems Summit in 2021, which saw the participation of hundreds of member states and thousands of diverse stakeholders, including Nigeria, and recognized the advantage of tools like food systems action plans in addressing food shortages and meeting the 2030 Agenda for Food System Transformation. The UN Secretary-General committed in his summary and statement of action to convene a global stock-taking meeting every 2 years to review progress in implementing the outcomes of this process and its contributions to the achievement of the 2030 Agenda. Following the summit, multi-stakeholder dialogues and meetings were held, and strategic collaborations with member states that had grappled with food systems concerns similar to that of Nigeria was made, and in 2022, Nigeria began commencement and implementation of the recommended priority areas. In preparation for the second edition of the Food Systems Pre-Summit, billed to hold in Rome, Italy, from 24th to 26 July 2023, the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, in collaboration with relevant stakeholders, had converged on Abuja to brief members of the public and all stakeholders on the upcoming United Nations Food Systems Summit, as well as the progress recorded so far in the implementation of the food systems transformation pathway in Nigeria.
For the upcoming stake-taking moments, countries are being asked to give account of what they've been able to do in order to improve the food systems in their countries. The federal government of Nigeria, in collaboration with states, have taken the bull by the horn to implement the recommendations with implementation phase into short and long-term targets, with roles and responsibility of stakeholders very clearly defined.
Other stakeholders at the event, including the national convener of the Food Systems Transformation Pathways in Nigeria, Dr. Sanjo Faniran, said, while the project has recorded a number of progress in its implementation, more partnerships and collaborations are needed to forestall the challenges in the food ecosystem and deliver millions of Nigerians projected to face acute food crisis in the coming months.
I want to tell us that our efforts is to reduce hunger, food insecurity, and malnutrition. Because when you talk of food, you cannot leave nutrition aside of food. It's not about eating food, it's about eating healthy food. And healthy food will give healthy human capital and healthy population.
Government to implement and enforce robust policies, increase investment in agriculture and support research and development, and also to key for sustainable practice. Private sector, invest in agriculture value chains, support innovation and technology transfer, and collaborate with smallholders to in a mutually beneficial relationship.
We must shift the balance from the federal schemes and incentives to regional and state level schemes and implementation, ensuring that the roles and opportunities for the private sector, when I say the private sector, I actually mean farmers, processors, and other people in the food system, that the roles and opportunities for them to invest is clear and is incentivized.
This is about rural people, and right now those people are suffering. There's a food shortage, people are hungry, inflation is up, the effects of the end of the fuel subsidy, the existing food inflation, the scarcity of the lean season, the upcoming flood season. It's hard out there, and we all owe it to each other to do our best to make conditions better and build self-reliance through food systems.
Food systems entail a complex network that includes all the inputs and outputs used in food production, processing, and consumption. Experts say improving food systems could, to a large extent, initiate positive change for developmental challenges in the country. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.